How can you be skinny and fat at the same time? It should not be possible, but 9 out of 10 men end up looking like this. You might even look normal with clothes on, but when you take it off, it doesn't look so good. There's man boobs, love handles, and if it's not that, it's the skinny arms. Whenever you try to bulk up, you just get fat. Whenever you try to lean down, you just get skinny, and you don't know what to do. This video is going to show you how to escape this skinny fat trap once and for all. So stay till the end to find out what you have to do based on your body type. Let's get into it. I get messages from so many guys saying, look at my body, it looks like this, it's skinny fat, what do I do? So the first thing you need to nail in your head, and the real reason why most people stay skinny fat is, wait for it, they don't know how to get stronger in the gym. All the skinny fat guys I have coached, met, guided, they all have one thing in common. They have not figured out how to consistently get stronger in the gym. They might still go to the gym. They might be training for years, but when I ask them, what can you do in terms of your weights? Like, what are you doing on the bench press? What are you doing on the chin-ups? What are you doing on the bicep curl? Their strength has been the same. It's not increasing. It's just static. Or maybe it's gone up a little bit, but they aren't strong. Now, let me ask you this. When I show you a picture of a silverback gorilla or a massively bulked up huge guy, what do you think when you see the muscle? What's the word association that comes to mind when you see muscles? It's strength. That's it. You need to get stronger to build muscle. The fault of the skinny fat physique is that it doesn't have enough muscle. If you had a whole bunch of muscle as a consequence of being stronger consistently when you go to the gym, your muscles would show through the fat. And this is where you reach that kind of bloated gym bro, chubby, chunky physique. Now, you need to get lean to show that, but at least he's filled his frame out. At least he's built some muscle, so he's not skinny anymore. So if there's one thing you take away from this video that should stay with you for the rest of your life, it's that to escape skinny fat, you must consistently get stronger in the gym. So if you're doing no chin-ups right now, 6 months down the line, you're doing 10 chin-ups. If you're doing 5 kg bench press and 6 months down the line, you're doing 80 kg bench press, that means you're getting out of the skinny fat trap. That is the way out. Now, if you want a system to do that very effectively, that only takes 3 hours a week, check out my program, Aesthetic Body Blueprint. It's literally ideal for you if you've got that skinny fat, kind of slightly chubby in the wrong places kind of physique, or if you want to do the whole process just with me guiding you, so I can just literally guide you through all the strength plateaus and you get out of that skinny fat physique, then you can check out my coaching program. I'm going to leave the link for that below as well. But do not forget, you need to be getting stronger. Second reason why people end up in this skinny fat trap is they train with the wrong intensities. It's a thing that doesn't get talked about, but this separates people who actually end up building muscle and people who go through the motions for years and their physique kind of looks the same. Even if you are getting stronger, it could be very slow. It could be very up and down if you're not training at the right intensity. So how do you measure intensity? I'm going to give you a simple cue right now. Train as close to failure as possible without failing. That means you're doing the reps, and then the next rep, you're gonna probably fail. There's like a 90% chance you're gonna fail. You stop right there. And what that means in practical terms is when you're doing the reps, your face will be like this. It's not gonna be like, it should not look like that. In fact, every guy that trains well will agree with me, and every guy you look in the gym, when you go to the gym, look at the guy whose physique you want and actually see how he trains. He's gonna do these faces and he's gonna make these noises, whatever noises he makes. And it's not just to show off. It's not just because he's a gym bro. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's just a natural byproduct of exerting yourself to that amount of intensity. And that's what you need to do. That's the biggest difference between a beginner and an intermediate in the gym, is the intensity with which you train. So then you might say, how do you know I'm training at the right intensity? How do you know when to stop? How do I know if I'm gonna fail or not? I'm afraid to say this one just comes with experience. I'm at a stage where every rep I know whether the next rep's gonna fail or not. It's based on how it feels as you're doing it. It's based on the speed of the bar or the speed at which the dumbbell goes up. So when I look at my clients' training videos, I usually tell them, I dial in the intensity with them. Sometimes I'm telling them, hey, you need to actually stay at this weight and keep it and do the same reps again. Other times I'm saying, you just stopped way too early. You need to do a couple more reps. You had it in you. And I know you had it in you because I can see the speed of the bar. If you want to train at the right intensity, you need to master this, going close to failure. It's flying close to the sun, but not actually failing. And if you're wondering, wait, why don't I want to fail? Every gym bro, every coach has said, you just go until you can't do anymore, and then you squeeze more reps with these assisted reps. Well, failure makes recovery much more difficult, and it takes out a lot from your mental energy. Now, if you're a busy guy that's got stuff to do, you got to finish the gym and do other stuff, you don't want to leave drenched in sweat or drained of your energy. You still need your mental wits about you. You might have to go do some important stuff. You still want to feel good as you leave the gym, ready to tackle other things in life. So you don't want to be training to failure. And finally, you want to come back to the gym excited to go again. Now, if you fail multiple times, it's going to zap your energy and you're going to be more and more fatigued. Your muscles won't recover. So don't go to failure. Go one short of failure. Next, you're not training with the right form. Now, form is a tricky one. I've seen guys that obsess over form, especially in Korea. They just obsess over like the tiniest details of the lat pull down, and it's like, just do the bloody thing. Just pull the thing below your chin. We can tweak the form later. Let's get you stronger first. Let's get you training with the right intensity. So strength and intensity, I almost put above form as long as form is 80% there. Having said that, I've also seen so many guys use my exact routines that you can get down below. They've literally used it and they say, I'm loving the consistency. I'm loving the minimalism of it, but I've hit a plateau. So I say, hey, can I see the videos of you doing it? They send me videos, and my goodness, it is not on. The form is all over the place. Lateral raises are all over the place. Shoulder presses are just going down to here. Incline bench is done all wrong. Chest supported rows done with the wrong elbow angle. I mean, it's crazy how much people just mess up the form. Now, I'm not blaming you. Not everybody went through a gym bro phase looking up how to do the bench press videos, practicing shoulder retractions, back arch and bracing. Not everybody has time for that. So of course you don't have good form. If you don't train with the right form, you're not actually activating the muscle that you think you're activating. So you might be thinking that I'm doing my shoulder, but you're using your back. You might think that you're hitting your upper chest, but you're actually hitting your lower chest. It means you're putting in effort and it's not leading to actual muscle in the way that you want to build that aesthetic V-taper shape that gets you out of that skinny fat physique. Train with the right form. If you want guidance on that, again, join my coaching program. Next, let's assume that the training is going good. What are the things you need to do to really escape skinny fat? Is your diet, of course, has to be on the right track. And the number one thing that I've realized with skinny fat guys is that they actually eat more than they think. I've been a skinny fat guy myself. I used to eat massive portions of pasta, obscene amounts. I might eat 2 huge meals a day, but you can bet those 2 meals were actually huge. I mean, I'm talking 1,500 calories each. Not to mention, when you eat some processed foods, which a lot of skinny fat guys do, you're eating all this like crisps, chips, brownies, ice creams. You're gathering all this fat that is underneath you, around the organs. You call this visceral fat. What's happening is you become what they call tofu, thin on the outside, fat on the inside. This is why a lot of guys, they could be at the same weight and height as me, but you have that kind of skinny fat look. It's because you don't have enough muscle, but it's also because you generally hold so much more fat, not just on the outside, but internally as well. So what do you have to do? You gotta, first of all, cut out processed foods that are gathering that kind of fat around your organs, but you also don't want to be eating these obscene amounts if you are somebody that does that like I used to do. Don't just say, oh, I don't eat a lot. Actually look at how much you're eating in terms of calories, and if you're constantly eating at a caloric surplus, then that's what's gathering the fat. Maybe your genetics are such that you're gathering the fat around your belly, your butt, your face, but you're not paying attention to it because your arms are skinny and you're like, well, I'm not gathering any weight, except you are. Get a handle on it, find out how much you're eating in terms of calories, and in a lot of cases, you got to be eating at a slight deficit. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can decide if you need to cut or bulk at the end of this video. Bear that in mind. You might be the guy that's actually eating more than you think. Next, the next big problem is you cut too drastically. I've heard this from so many of my clients in the skinny fat zone where they say, I've tried to kind of lose weight and I'll be eating at 1,500, 1,600 calories. Guys that are, 5'10", 6'1", 78 kg, 81 kg. Guys like this eating at 1,600 calories. It just does make no sense. When you cut that drastically, you're losing muscle. That's why you're ending up skinny fat. Under no circumstances should you be losing muscle. That's the one thing you need to get in your head if you're trying to escape skinny fat. Never lose muscle. Always be keeping or building muscle. Don't be cutting, eating 1,800 calories as a guy that's normal size with normal activity. That kind of calories should only be eaten by women. A lot of women, their maintenance calories will be 2,000 or 1,800. So it's okay for them to eat 1,500, 1,600 calories and lose weight. It's very good for them in that range. For most guys, you shouldn't really be eating below 2,000. I mean, you can go as low as 1,900, but pretty much everybody that I coach, their maintenance is somewhere between 2,200 and 2,800. Calculate the calorie deficit. I have a ton of videos that go into it, and just eat that. Don't go on a drastic cut, because that's exactly what's causing you to end up in that skinny fat trap. Next, you don't really have a high protein diet. You have what's called like that normal everyday cafeteria diet. You go and you have a cafeteria food at work. You might have a sandwich, you might have this and that, and when you actually break it down, you're getting about 30 to 50 grams of protein a day. It's not like you need to get 1 gram per pound of body weight like all these gym bros scream about, but you do want a high protein diet, right? Because it's healthy for you. It's the ingredient with which you repair muscle and build muscle. So you do want to focus on protein. And most skinny fat guys just don't do that. When you look at a meal, don't be going, oh, this is just food. Like, you got to actually look at it and be like, this is protein, this is carb, this is fat. And what you want to do is just start changing the ratios on the plate. If your food is looking super high carb, super low protein, change that. Get more protein, have less carb. That's the first place to start. Next place to start is get your protein as a baseline to about 50 grams, then to 70, and gradually creep that up until you get 100 grams of protein per day. Now, I have built this diet tracker which tracks this, the only 4 metrics that matter when losing fat. If you want that, you can DM me on Instagram. I'll send it to you for free. It's what I use with my clients. But whether you do that or not, the main thing you got to understand is that protein needs to be the main ingredient in your meal. Start having a more high protein diet, and that's obviously going to help you. Next, skinny fat guys have low motivation and frustration because they're looping between these two states. They go from chubby to skinny, from skinny to chubby. This was the cycle that I was in because of all the mistakes that I just outlined. And so the result of this in the mindset side is that you get into this pit of low motivation and negative self-talk. You start to think, oh my God, I've been training for years, but I still look the same. Is it my genetics? Am I just not cut out for this? You know, I've tried it before, it never worked. These gym bros must be on steroids. Like, all these other things start to come up, and that's going to throw you off course. So if you're feeling like that, I want you to understand that all of those lessons that you've learned, all of those mistakes are things that will help you to go forward in a better way. Don't be discouraged. Give yourself another chance. And don't think that you have to figure this out alone. If you're struggling with that kind of consistency and the feeling of progress every week, I'd love to help you. If you want, you can click below to join my coaching program where I help guys who are literally in this skinny fat trap. I help you get out of it by first of all focusing on the training, like we spoke about. That's the most important thing. Get your training looking as good as possible so that everything we do on the diet, whether you bulk or cut, looks the best. The last point, as I promised, is what do you do? Do you cut, or do you bulk, or do you do a recomp? Now, this actually depends on your physique. There's the skinny fat guys that I've seen that are genuinely skinny. Now, how do you tell? If your arms are skinny, like skinny, kind of bony skinny, you need to bulk. If your arms are chubby, like I was, you need to cut. Now, both of those cases, what do you need to do? Get stronger in the gym, build muscle, don't lose muscle. So that's a constant. So whatever physique you are, if your arms are skinny, eat at a surplus and get stronger. If your arms are fat, get stronger in the gym and eat at a deficit. That's it. Simple rule. I've just solved it for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Send it to a skinny fat friend. If you want my routine, grab it down below. I hope this video helped you. I'll see you next week.